sort of learn along the way. But actually, during this time, I spent lots of time, putting out my camera and taking photographs of children because they're always around us and we're doing stuff together, which has been great.
Kate Middleton has just flipped the script on the royal family, stepping into a role many believed only Queen Camilla would hold. From taking on more public appearances to being the one the press and the public rally behind, she's moving beyond the image of William's wife and stepping into real royal authority. So how did Kate go from Duchess to possibly the most powerful woman in the royal family? Let's dive into the events, the power shifts, and the personal stories that brought us to this historic moment.
Your Royal Highness, do you have any wishes for your new niece, Lilibet?
Oh, I wish her all the very best. I can't wait to meet her.
Kate Middleton's story didn't begin in palaces or press headlines. She grew up in a middle-class home in Berkshire, surrounded by strong family values and a relatively quiet life. Her parents, Carol and Michael Middleton, built a successful party supply business from scratch. That work ethic clearly shaped Kate early on. She wasn't born into royalty, but she carried herself with the kind of grace that made people take notice long before any official titles came into play. Things really shifted when she enrolled at the University of St. Andrews in Scotland. That's where she met Prince William. They were just students at first, but their connection quickly grew into something deeper. Kate didn't rush into the spotlight. She stayed patient and kept a low profile, even as the press began sniffing around. Over the years, while many criticized her for waiting or not having a high-flying career, what they didn't see was how she was learning the royal road. When Prince William proposed in 2010, he did it with more than just a ring. He offered Kate a symbol of continuity. That sapphire engagement ring once belonged to Princess Diana, and it instantly linked Kate to a legacy much bigger than herself. It wasn't just jewelry, it was history, sentiment, and expectation all rolled into one. And Kate didn't buckle under that weight. If anything, she leaned into it, not by trying to outshine Diana, but by earning respect in her own way. Kate didn't flood the public with appearances or dramatic statements. She stayed consistent, attending engagements, championing early childhood development, and supporting mental health initiatives alongside William. She's known for repeating outfits, keeping her speeches simple, and always staying composed under pressure. That's what made people fall for her. She wasn't trying to steal the show, she was just doing the job, and doing it well. Over time, the public began to see her not just as a duchess or royal wife, but as a future queen. Even when scandals swirled around other parts of the royal family, Kate's image remained solid. But Kate's rise isn't just a fairy tale. It's a journey shaped by patience, determination, and a deep understanding of royal life.
The fine man is our cultural currency, representing our overall cultural values, including an official certifications for your time.
Before Camilla ever became queen consort, she entered the royal scene with baggage, and not the kind anyone could ignore. Her long and complicated relationship with Prince Charles, especially during his marriage to Diana, left a deep impression on the public. When Charles and Camilla finally married in 2005, there was still hesitation. Acceptance didn't come overnight. Camilla understood this. That's likely why she never tried to be someone she wasn't. Instead of claiming the title Princess of Wales, which many still emotionally tied to Diana, she chose to go by the Duchess of Cornwall. It was a move that acknowledged public sentiment while still allowing her to support Charles quietly and respectfully. In her role, Camilla focused on charity work, particularly in areas like domestic violence awareness, osteoporosis research, and literacy programs. She didn't make headlines often, and that seemed intentional. While some royals fought for attention, Camilla built her image slowly, through action rather than fanfare. That steady dedication helped shift some public opinion over time, even if full admiration never fully arrived. Still, no matter how hard she worked or how loyal she remained, comparisons to Diana never stopped. That shadow followed her into every public appearance, every tabloid cover, and every royal milestone. It didn't matter how different they were. The world had already chosen who they saw as the true Princess of Wales. Even after Queen Elizabeth II gave her blessing for Camilla to be called Queen Consort when Charles took the throne, there was still a feeling that Camilla never quite filled Diana's shoes. And maybe she never tried to. Her approach was quieter behind the scenes, respectful, but never commanding the kind of deep public affection that Diana had or that Kate is starting to gain. While Camilla chose to stay in the background, Kate was slowly preparing to take on the title that once belonged to the beloved Princess Diana.
Very lovely
It was
to
quite
see you.
a frosty journey.
I bet it
Yeah,
was.
sorry, we're a bit late, I'm afraid.
Perfectly okay. How's His Majesty?
He's fine, thank you very much.
Thank
Looking
you.
forward to getting back to work.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
As the royal family faced one storm after another, something subtle but powerful started happening. Kate Middleton stepped forward, and the public followed. Slowly, without much fuss, she became the new face of modern royalty. Her calm presence, measured words, and ability to connect with everyday people made her stand out in a way that didn't need headlines or scandals. While others in the family were making noise, Kate stayed focused. That focus earned trust. One of the biggest moments in this shift came during the chaos surrounding Harry and Meghan's departure. While the world watched interviews, accusations, and royal drama play out in real time, Kate didn't respond with statements or rebuttals. She responded with silence, dignity, and a strong public front, and that silence spoke volumes. It gave her even more credibility, not just as a royal, but as someone who understood the bigger picture. She wasn't feeding the drama, she was standing above it. Behind the scenes, Kate also took on more responsibilities. During Queen Elizabeth II's final years, and especially after her passing, Kate stepped into major roles, from important state events to representing the crown at diplomatic functions. She was no longer just the supportive wife, she was becoming a central figure in the royal institution. People weren't just watching her anymore, they were looking at her. Then came the revival of a title that hadn't been used since Diana's time, the Princess of Wales. Giving Kate that title wasn't just a ceremonial move, it was symbolic. It sent a clear message. Kate was now the woman at the center of the royal family's future, and the public embraced it. Not because she tried to be Diana, but because she earned that position in her own way. Meanwhile, Camilla, though officially Queen Consort, began to fade more into the background. Yes, she carried out her duties, attended events, and stood beside King Charles, but the spotlight had clearly moved. The emotional investment the public once placed in Diana was now flowing toward Kate, and not just because of her title, but because of how she carried it. Camilla's role became quieter, respectable, but secondary. This wasn't just about titles, it was about trust, loyalty, and who the public saw as the true heart of the monarch. The title Princess of Wales doesn't just sit on a line of royal paperwork, it carries emotional weight like no other. That's because Princess Diana left a mark on the world that went far beyond royal protocols. She connected with people in a way that was rare. Open hospital visits, embracing patients with HIV, walking through landmine zones. She showed vulnerability, strength, and a willingness to challenge the system. So when she died, the grief wasn't just national, it was global. And that's why Camilla's entrance into the royal family stirred so many complicated feelings. Even after years of marriage to Charles and dedicated work behind the scenes, the idea of Camilla stepping into Diana's place was hard for many to accept. She may have earned respect with time, but emotional acceptance remained distant. To some, she was always a reminder of pain, scandal, and what could have been. But when Kate was named Princess of Wales, the reaction was different. The public didn't reject the move, they embraced it. Because Kate didn't try to imitate Diana, instead, she honored her memory, wearing Diana's jewelry on key occasions, speaking softly about her, keeping her spirit present without turning it into a performance. Kate's style of honoring Diana wasn't loud, it was quiet, respectful, and rooted in her own personality. She made the role feel new, still connected to the past, but not stuck in it. And that's what made her version of the Princess of Wales role resonate. It wasn't just about being royal, it was about being real, warm, consistent, and grounded. Kate didn't replace Diana, she reshaped the title, blending the past with a fresh, relatable image for today's world.
It's not setting it up perfectly, it's not clearing your house away so you've got the perfect studio setup, but it's really capturing those moments that feel real to you and that capture a moment or an expression. Or a feeling, I suppose.
Kate Middleton isn't just wearing a crown, she's reshaping what it means to lead as a royal in today's world. At the center of her vision, children, mental health, and strong families. She's spent years quietly building her reputation through long-term projects like the Royal Foundation Center for Early Childhood. To Kate, change starts with the youngest generation, and she's been committed to understanding how early life experiences affect everything from education to emotional well-being. Unlike past royals who may have led from a distance, Kate has made it clear she wants to be hands-on. She's the first to roll up her sleeves, visit community centers, talk to parents, and hear from teachers. But she's not just focused on the public. She's also invested in her role as a mother. Whether it's school drop-offs or family moments at home, she balances royal duties with the everyday challenges of raising 3 kids. That authenticity is why the public trusts her. Kate doesn't chase headlines. She doesn't need viral moments or dramatic interviews. Her strategy is simple: show up, do the work, and keep it consistent. Over time, that steady presence has earned her something rare: real credibility. People see her not just as a duchess or a princess, but as a leader they can believe in. And it's not just the public noticing. The palace clearly sees her as a stabilizing force and the future face of the monarchy. But as Kate's influence rose, Camilla's place in the royal narrative quietly faded into the background. She wouldn't be called Princess of Wales. That title was left untouched out of respect for Diana. And for years, the palace said she would become Princess Consort, not Queen. But when the time came, she was officially named Queen Consort, a decision that still didn't sit well with many royal watchers. Despite holding the title, Camilla never tried to dominate the royal stage. Her work with charities, reading initiatives, and domestic violence awareness remained steady. But the truth is, public perception never fully embraced her. She wasn't unpopular, just never adored. And that matters when the monarchy depends on emotional connection with its people. As Kate stepped forward, Camilla slowly stepped back. There was no announcement, no dramatic exit, just a quiet shift. Fewer appearances, less media focus. The spotlight had clearly moved and it was now shining on Kate. But what do you think of Kate's rise to power? Did the crown make the right choice? Drop your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and don't forget to subscribe for more royal updates.